What is up, YouTube family? Welcome back to the channel. In today's video, we're going to discuss a little bit about how you don't have to spend tons of money to rebuild your twin cam. Stick around, stay tuned. Let's roll the intro. Get in a car like this and smile, there's something wrong with you. What is up, YouTube family? Welcome back to the channel. It is 2024. We have finally made it. This is the first video for me for 2024. I know at the end of the year I talked about actually taking some time off and spending time with my family, and well, I did, but it wasn't the time off that I anticipated or wanted, to be honest. The creeping crud snuck up on me and it got me down. You could probably tell I'm still winded. I'm still trying to catch my breath, and still my voice may sound a little funny, but it is what it is. We're going to keep rocking. There's so many irons in the fire right now. There's so many opportunities that's come up in the past couple of weeks alone that is just unreal. So stick around and stay tuned for 2024 on this channel. There's going to be a lot going on. In today's video, guys, like I said in the beginning, we're going to talk about rebuilding a twin cam. Now, you're already freaking out. What'd you do to your bike? Nothing. Calm down. It's okay. I did nothing to my bike. It's what we're going to do to the bike. I've had these laying around. Now, if you don't know, these are 103 jugs. I've got the jugs, pistons. I've got it all here. I bought these, I don't know, 2 years ago. You guys seen them in the background. I think in the last video, I kind of teased a little bit about that. But they've been here for 2 years. I picked them up in Nashville, Tennessee for a song. 125 bucks, I think. It might have been 120. I don't know. He had them online for like 175. I showed up from Richmond, Kentucky, and I got them for nothing pretty much. I knew that somewhere down the line that I was going to change this bike from a 96 to a 103. So here's where we're at right at this point. Now, I know a lot of you right now are throwing stuff at the TV and screaming and yelling, what are you doing? But listen, I could have easily went to S&S or any other place like that and picked up a big bore kit and had a bike that would pick up that 21-inch wheel and carry it as far as I want. But that's not what I want. If I want speed, I've got that right there to take care of my desire for that. I want something that if I'm out in the middle of nowhere and I have to stop at a Harley-Davidson dealership, that I can pick up anything off the wall and have my bike fixed and rolling along. With these 103 jugs and pistons, I've got that. Now, a lot of people, a lot of questions I'm sure is going on right now. How are you going to take this 96 to a 103? A 96 and a 103 is exactly the same motor. The only difference being is the bore size. This size right here is the bore size. I can't remember exactly what the 96 is, but the 103 is a 3.875 bore diameter. So that is the only difference. The stroke is the same, everything's the same. Even the cam, the heads, everything is the same between a 96 and a 103. Well, you're saying, well, that's not going to make that big of a difference. No, it's not. Down low it is. It's going to give me that low end grunt. It's going to give me a little bit deeper tone, a little bit. It's just a little bit more. It's not like that I'm trying to go crazy with it. I just want a little bit more. And plus, I'm starting to get some miles on this little 96. Not that that's a bad thing. But why not go ahead and refreshen it up, get it ready for summer, and we'll rock on with it from there. Now, like I said, you could go to S&S, $1,300, $1,400, $1,800 and still have a reliable bike. I'm doing this on a budget and still going to have a reliable bike. And I'll give you a whole total here at the bottom because I don't have everything totaled up yet, but I'm probably around 400 bucks with everything. The jugs, pistons, all the gaskets, the rings. Yes, I'm putting new rings in it as well. Everything. I even bought rocker lockers. I don't know if those work or not. I figure since I'm going to have it tore down, why not go ahead and put those in as well? Maybe take out that sewing machine sound that those twin cams are known for. All around my area on Marketplace, you can find 103 kits. You can find all sorts of things on Marketplace if you just look. What will 120 bucks, I want to say, we'll just go with 125 because I did get it cheaper than 150. What will 125 get you? This is a low mileage. He said around 10, 12,000 miles, 103. I've got the pins, all the rings look good. And if I did not want to replace the rings, I could have easily put this back in there without dingle ball honing and been fine. It would have been great because there's nothing wrong with this. But you get the rings, you get the pin. I've even got the little clip in there. You get, I mean, look how clean that is. It's absolutely clean for 125 bucks. And it's a bolt on. You're going to bolt on and you're going to ride. Now, like I just said, I did not have to dingle ball hone this. I did not. You just seen the cross hatching. It looks good if I was using the stock rings. But since I picked up Hastings rings, which are what Harley uses for these bikes, these are the standard, just regular rings that I'm going to put back on that. So in order to do this, you have to get a good mating surface. That cross hatching allows these rings to seat real good, so there's no oil leak by or nothing like that. And when I do start to tear this bike down, we'll do a compression check and stuff on it as well. Doing this dingle ball hone thing is messy, so make sure you're somewhere to where it doesn't sling all over everything and make a mess that you got to clean up later. You want to use WD-40 for your cutting agent. Make sure to, don't be scared, just put it all up in there. Get it lubed up because you don't want to do none of this dry. My ball's already covered, but I'm gonna cover it a little more. You always can't have enough lube. Never enough lube. And you see that I've got a box here. Well, I cut this box. I don't really have anything else to stick this cylinder in, so I cut a hole in this box and stuck this down in here, and I could still hold my dingle hog bone. My hone can go all the way through and everything still works as should. Now, once you've got everything lubed up as such, just kind of line it up. Make sure to hold it, because if you don't, it's going to spin on you. What you want to do is get a pretty good speed going and go down and up in pretty fast fashion. So let me show you. Seven or eight times, real good pass, and you should be cleaned up. It looks like that took out the little bit of seal or little bit of spots that was up here at the top. Like I said, it's messy. It's all over my legs. It's all over my shorts. You're going to get messy doing it, but the end result is well worth it. Now, to clean this up, I need some blue shop towels. I don't have any right now, so all I'm using is just a regular rag with some mineral spirits. Make sure to clean this up really good, because obviously there's going to be shavings. Take the mineral spirits and wipe all on the inside, clean all that up real good. And now take a gander. Perfect. Absolute perfect. You see the gasket material on this old one. We're going to clean it up first. There again, take your WD-40, just liberally put it on there. It's not even going to hurt to put it in there. Doesn't matter. And then we're going to take one of these wire brushes, preferably the coarsest one being the gold. We're just going to scrape this stuff off of here. We've got everything cleaned up. Obviously the jugs are ready to roll. Got the pistons, I mean, immaculate. They look Beautiful. Looks like you just ordered them straight from Harley-Davidson. Pulled the rings off. As you've seen, we will re-ring this. You didn't think I was just going to leave it like this, did you? We're actually going to soak this in some water. Now, I've got just a bucket here of water, no dishwashing liquid or anything like that in it. Hot water, hot as I can stand it. Now I'm just going to take and drop that in there for a few minutes, let it soak, let all those stuff, all those shavings, everything get off of there. I'm going to pull it back out and I'm going to spray it with some compressed air, or I'm going to take it, if I run out of this, and take it over to my actual air compressor, and just air dry everything off. Once I have everything air dried off, then I'm going to take and spray everything back down with WD-40. You make sure to do this, because if you don't, you're going to have rust issues. It's going to be a mess. All of this that you've just done, you're going to have to go back over and redo. So make sure to recoat it, either with WD-40 or oil or grease or something, to keep that bare metal from rusting. Here's the unprofessional tip for the day. Number one, make sure your wife isn't home, because the next thing I'm going to show you, well, she's going to flip out about if she sees, yeah, that you got your motorcycle parts on a towel on her couch. She will lose her mind. So make sure that all of this is cleaned up and out in the garage by the time she gets home. Number two, X marks the spot. Remember that. A lot of people make installing these the piston rings and clocking them, well, they make it way too hard. If you go online, there's all kinds of formulas and blah, 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 and then you look on the constructions and it's in Chinese. Way too hard. X marks the spot. The first ring, the gap opening should be here. Second ring, gap opening should be here. Now keep in mind, there's going to be 5 rings that goes on this one piston. The third ring down should be right here. Now I'm going to skip from 3 to 5. The 5th ring down should be here. Well, where's 4? 4 is this funky looking little dude right here. All you got to remember with this little cat right here is that this opening right here, it must go over here towards the pin side. Put it over here in between the pin side. And also make sure that these little prongs right here are sticking up. Don't let them face down, but face them up. That's all you got to remember. And one more thing. Some piston rings come with a marking on the top, whether it's a dot or some kind of something. These particular rings do not. But if that does have a dot on it, just remember that the dot faces up. That's it, guys. That's your unprofessional tip for the day. Now I've got to hurry up and get this stuff out in the garage before Mama gets home. A lot of people say it doesn't matter about which cylinder goes where, because both of these cylinders on a twin cam are the same. They're made identical, everything's identical. But one thing to note, if you bought something like this the way I did, you really don't know unless somebody has marked them front or back. Myself personally, I want to keep it in that order. It's just the way I am. Even though these have been freshened up, everything's ready to go, I probably could put them in different order and it would not matter. To me, it matters. So one giveaway is what I have found throughout the years of doing these little things off and on is use common sense. People have taken these things off, obviously, right? One thing you want to look for, see this little scratch right here, these scratches on the fins? Well, that lets me know that that's the front cylinder. How you're like, how do you know that? Simple fact, you got to pull your exhaust off the front. When you pull it off the front, what's the first thing it grabs? It's those front fins. So therefore, that tells me that this right here was the front cylinder. So that's what I'm going to mark it as. That's what it's going to go on the bike as when I assemble the bike. Now that you're ready to assemble everything, let's take some oil, fill the cylinder full. Well, not full, but just with oil. Put a liberal amount in there, rub it around real good. Make sure it's coated. This will not only protect when you store these, if you're going to store them such as I am, it will not only protect, but it will also help you when you're putting these rings on. Now, if you'll notice, I know you guys aren't stupid, but I'm still gonna show you. This part right here, the indentation part will be where your push rods are at. So make sure, however you're assembling, make sure like towards me will be where the push rods are at. That tells me that this is towards the front of the motorcycle. And that's a good thing to know because your piston has an arrow. That arrow needs to face towards the front of the motorcycle. Always assemble it that direction. So what we want to do is go ahead and cover the ring lands. Cover the piston real good, all the rings. This just helps. There's assembly lube you can put on it. And I do have assembly lube as well. And which I can't, once I get this in there, I won't be able to put the assembly lube on the rings or anything. But when I'm putting it all back together, I will coat the cylinders really well with assembly lube. So now I'm going to turn this upside down. We know that the front of the cylinder now is going to be this way. So turn the piston this way. And if you have any doubts, like I said, you know, to me, I already know that it's going this way, but if you have any doubts, turn it back upside the way it should be and make sure your arrow lines up on your piston. Make sure everything is the way it should be. Now, at this point, you can squeeze the rings by hand and get them in and push the piston in all at the same time. Let me get you guys in here so you can see. Sorry guys, I fibbed to you a little bit. I told you that we was just going to start off by using the screwdriver method and just push them in through this way. But the more I thought about that, the more I realized that a lot of you guys want the easy way. A lot of you guys probably already have the ring compressor, so why not just go ahead and use this and just show you the right way to do it instead of the way that's going to scrape your fingers up and cause you to cuss and get aggravated. And yeah, you're already going to be aggravated enough, so less aggravation, the better. So I've got everything compressed down. Arrow is facing the way it should be. And now it looks like I am where I need to be. It looks like, maybe. Can't really tell. I think so. If this doesn't work, we may just go ahead and go through the top. But I just wanted to see first about going this direction because it's easier to do this than it is. I feel more comfortable. But if it doesn't work, like I said, we'll go just manage it and go through the top. Yeah, it looks like we're going into the cylinder, so everything's looking good. I want to make sure that the rings ain't, yeah, I've got a ring here that's, well, no. Honestly, I believe we're in the hole. I'm pretty sure we're in. Yep, we're in. Just like that. It looked like it was a little off there, but it wasn't. Just the way I was looking, I guess. So there you go. Your piston is in your cylinder, but what you want to do is tap it out just a smidge, because when you get ready, you want to be able to line everything up. You don't want to push it back out because you don't want to have to redo this whole situation again, but you want to be able to get to your pin holes. So now when I'm ready to actually bolt these on, all I have to do is take the old ones off, slide these right on, put my pin in, put my clip in, and we are ready to go. To build a twin cam on a budget. Now I realize I could have went to S&S or Zippers Performance or any of those other places and still got a reliable, fast, big bore kit. And that's not necessarily what I wanted. I do want that. I do want the fastness of it. I do want all of that, but at the same time, I have to stop and think. If I want to take off on this motorcycle and travel 50 states, I know there's a Harley dealership anywhere that I go. If I break down, am I going to have the the parts that I need for that zipper's performance or that S&S, I do know that 103s are everywhere. They, from 2008 all the way up to 2018? I don't know the exact years there. You guys will have to put that in the comment section, but there's a wide range there. Now the 96, there's nothing wrong with the 96 cubic inch. Nothing at all. It's a good, stout motor. It's been great to me. But as far as convenience goes, you can't beat the 103. It's going to be everywhere. Now, you can pick up these jugs and pistons for a song. You can get on Facebook Marketplace or eBay and pick up for nothing right now, because everybody's went to Milwaukee 8, or the ones that have changed out their jugs and pistons have went to the big side. They've went big bore. They've went 124 big. They've, that's what it's going on right now. It's the thing that's in. Not saying it's a bad thing, because I'd love to have one myself, but at the same time, I still want the reliability. But anyways, guys, I will put up the price right here, what I'm into it right now as. It's not that bad. I could count my time and it could probably go up significantly. But can you really count your time when you're enjoying what you're doing? Plus, I'm making videos for you guys and helping you as well. If you've got any questions or concerns or comments, sly remarks, whatever, put them down in the comment section. I do want to hear from you. If you haven't yet, you need to go subscribe. Also, if you've liked this video, go down and give me a thumbs up. That helps us YouTubers grow, gets our content pushed out a little bit farther so everybody else can see it as well. Anyways, guys, that's all I've got for you. You do want to stick around and stay tuned. This is going to be a series. It is not going to be in order, though. The next video will be something different, I'm sure, and so on and so forth, but it will get done. It's just a time issue right now. I can't tear apart my bike until I know there's snow on the ground. It's a mental thing. If there's not snow on the ground, well, I'm thinking that I can ride. So therefore, when that snow comes, I'll be able to tear this bike down and feel comfortably about doing it. That's all I've got for you. Like I said, stick around, stay tuned. You know what to do. You ready? Let's do it. Do it with me. Peace. I'm out.